Red Alert 2 World Series Semi-Pro Division Finals. Both of these guys have worked their way up the lower ranks. They've won a lot of impressive games to get here, but only one person can go on to the professional division, so it all comes down to this. Now, this is Blitz, our game mode with smaller maps, faster game speed. It's always action-packed, and this match is no exception. It makes out to be a really wild one, so let's get right into it. Map Kings Hill, and any of you guys unfamiliar with it, you do get a nice little boost to your economy here. You get these two oils. They automatically pre-capture at the 30-second mark. You start with a corner power as well, and Lloyd going to start off that corner power, building all of his production, both War Factory and Barracks. Players building now conscripts towards the center. Does get into that hut, cleans out that dog. The battle for the center here, that's why you call it Kings Hill. We're right off to the races, boys. Type red or yellow in the chat. You guys, new guys made it over from YouTube and Facebook. If you type red or yellow in the chat, my bot will automatically log your prediction and get a chance to win some cash money. So type red or yellow. Let's see how you guys are feeling this one. Lloyd coming right in with this batch of conscripts. And does get a drone in this Rhino as well. Let's see if J-Smoke sees this. Keep an eye on that drone Rhino. Very, very annoying here. Oh, and that drone. Wow, that's very annoying early game. Now, so we see J-Smoke spamming his own conscripts to try to counter, but J-Smoke puts himself broke. Oftentimes, if one player has kind of a spammy opening, if the other player has to react to it, it can throw him off. It looked like Lloyd had that planned to open those conscripts, so his economy was in better shape. Now, J-Smoke gets another oil out. Should be okay here, but Lloyd definitely... Lloyd trying to press here, but you see J-Smoke now firmly planted in this corner section of the map here, so a good defense. Now he can play off the higher ground. I'll tell you what, guys, man, I've really been enjoying this map. What? Okay, a little bit of a leg spike there, but all right. So now J-Smoke gonna go out this oil here. Lloyd has a little bit. Lloyd should have a tank advantage. You see J-Smoke scattering his conscripts there. Yeah, you know, J-Smoke took a couple drones early, but needs to be so careful. Oh, Lloyd getting pummeled from this cliff. Very, very rough situation here. Now severely out-tanked. Very tough with these higher these higher ledges. If someone has the higher ground here, it's really tough to try to keep your tanks out of range. So Lloyd now's got some... Is J-Smoke still droned? Has J-Smoke been droned for 5 hours? So now you see Lloyd gonna try to shift the action a little, defense with offense. I like that idea here. Now J-Smoke's economy's underneath him. He's spamming conscripts non-stop. See if either player makes the switch over to drones here. For now, both players just pumping. But look at this, Lloyd on 3 war factories and J-Smoke only on 1 war factory. So Lloyd could actually look to slow this position down. He's going right into these tanks, but he's gonna get a tank advantage soon here. Sentry gun support out. Needs to keep spamming from his barracks. He's got 10k in the bank, and his barracks is AFK for the moment. Looks like too many tanks here for Lloyd. See if he tries to get over to drones. Doesn't make the switch to drones. Does lose his only barracks now, so now no fodder in the fight. These conscripts from J-Smoke going to give him a lot of value. Lloyd does recover the barracks now, so a barracks is out and a forward bunker as well. So Lloyd going down swinging in this first point. Again, even right now, Lloyd just went behind on War Factory, so losing that expansion is huge. But Lloyd's gonna try to slow this down. He put the bunker. That was pretty quick on his feet there to get that bunker up. I like that idea, but I'm just not really sure. I mean, what? Go radar maybe? The thing is, J-Smoke was so far behind on War Factories for a while, but J-Smoke just playing this map a little bit better, playing off this higher ground, getting some pot shots in as Lloyd cruises on the lower elevation areas of the map so far. So Lloyd's bunker does make him shift. Now he's going to have to attack from here, but J-Smoke's still with a ton of tanks here. Lloyd is over to drones. I like this from Lloyd, especially in the first point. Make him convert the position. It's not a bad idea. Radar out, Deso's out now. MCV goes down, but yeah, that's Lloyd. It was interesting, you know, Lloyd maybe this map sometimes you don't get a good scout, but it was interesting because when Lloyd was kind of going crazy in the zone, he could have actually just looked to slow the game down. Desolator's out, drones out. He goes for a base trade, does get the MCV. Yeah, but yeah, early on there, just a few of those engagements. J-Smoke just getting a little more value out of the map early. J-Smoke gets a win here. Yeah, this map especially, yeah, the assembly line of death. That's exactly right, Mitchell. Yeah, this map, you have to babysit your units so carefully. If you just tell your tanks to go somewhere, they will literally all scatter across this map. So very, very tedious, and it definitely rewards the players who have that kind of micro hands-on support for their units. So first one there, again, going to J-Smoke. Putting the Soviet versus Soviet up. Now it's over to Allied versus Allied. Any of you guys unfamiliar, there are set factions here in these Blitz matchups. Best of 5. Again, this is our semi-pro finals here. So a couple of very, very strong players. J-Smoke, Lloyd been around for a while. Lloyd's proven his abilities. certainly in Blitz time and time again. J-Smoke, a little bit of a newer player now, a couple months, been in the scene, making a lot of noise. Definitely a very strong player and plays a lot of quick match. So GI's coming across now, giving Lloyd a little taste of his own medicine. If you guys unfamiliar, Lloyd is a big fan of the GI rush. And the GI rush all the way across the middle of this map, a little bit surprising to see here. Now goes right at the MCV. I don't think this will work. Ooh, and a very nice... Oh, and a sniper out from Lloyd as well. So that was one of those ones there. So that was actually a very interesting tactical GI opening there. He didn't fully commit, right? So look what J-Smoke put into that. What was that, 10 GIs? It wasn't like he went 20, 30. It's not like it was some big financial commitment. It was a soft GI opening, but you saw what it did to Lloyd, right? Lloyd had to build a pillbox. Lloyd had to build a sniper. Lloyd had to shift his attention. And by doing that, it not only threw off Lloyd's game, but it opened things up. So Smoke was there, was able to get in and grab that oil. So very nice. Now Lloyd, again, going to fight a little offense as his defense here in a pillbox zone. Rocky's out. He's out tanked. He's taking some very questionable engagements here. And I think Lloyd, Lloyd's definitely one of those players where he plays a lot of quick match. 80% of his games, he's up against someone who's worse than him, and his aggression is going to work. In this case, I think it just looks like J-Smoke's played the map a little bit more, and you see Lloyd is just pushing positions that normally work for him, and in this case, J-Smoke's just ahead. So Lloyd is going to have to buckle down here a little bit, because he's not just going to outproduce J-Smoke. It certainly doesn't seem to be the case. Now Lloyd over to early battle lab tech, and again we see the production off this corner. This is risky to me. I think you really leave your MCV vulnerable. If I was Smoke, I'd be looking to side quest, take 4 or 5 Grizzlies, loop them around the backside, and just harass that MCV. This map's very open down the middle. Knife in the house. Yeah, and now so the Battle Lab tech out. So J-Smoke looked like he was playing... What was J-Smoke's game here? No Eagles, no... Only on his second war, now going to go Barracks. So he's going to try to spam Rockies here. And this was interesting. J-Smoke... I'm confused with J-Smoke. You know, sometimes we see that at these lower levels, right? At the higher levels, everyone's doing everything all the time. People are like, oh, it's hard to appreciate. There you saw that little, slight... And look at this, these tanks all scattered. And J-Smoke is frazzled, is the word right now. His tanks are all befuddled. He went weirdly AFK on his offense there. When Lloyd started teching up, J-Smoke should have continued to harass. He could have tried to pick on this oil and try to run around, but I don't know. J-Smoke just got short-circuited, made a death dive on an MCV, split up some tanks to try to hit an AFC. I don't know what that was. At one point, J-Smoke stuffed Lloyd's attack, and I thought the next move was a counterpunch. I mean, he did get an oil here, but now he's just, it seems like he's a day late and a dollar short. Now getting into the AFC wars, Lloyd gets in, takes an AFC with an Eagle on the pad, paradrop back of his base. You know what? These Rocky numbers could get scary. What is Lloyd's answer to these Rockies? These Rockies are already scary, actually. No Patriot missiles. IFVs and stuff are pretty rough. Let's see if he can... Oh, he does have a decent amount of IFVs. Okay, yeah, he's okay. But yeah, sometimes these Rocky numbers... AVA is so interesting, guys, because the Allied versus Allied anti-air is really rough. IFVs and stuff are really... They're tough. They miss a lot compared to flak anti-air. So AVA to Rockies can really open things up. So now you see these Patriot missile wars, both players in each other's faces. I love that forward Patriot missile from J-Smoke here. But Lloyd's tech tank army here, very nice diversity in this group. He's got his anti-air, he's got Grizzlies, he's got Prism tanks, he's got Mirages. This is a pretty scary bundle. He does get caught targeting that War Factory. It's not going to matter. These Grizzlies are just going to get melted by those Mirages. Nice use of the Rockies here from J-Smoke. There's only a few IFVs, and look at the way Lloyd's using his IFVs. These tanks go AFK. IFVs, he's not letting his IFVs get targeted. So you saw, yeah, so Lloyd there, the reason Lloyd's army, Lloyd didn't have enough IFVs, so you saw he had to get so careful with his IFVs, because if his IFVs would have gone down, he would have lost his anti-air. So he was trying so hard to scatter with his IFVs, and in the process lost a lot of his tech tanks. But Lloyd on 34K, J-Smoke on 18K, one War Factory. And J-Smoke's still no Battle Lab, but Lloyd needs an answer for these Rockies. Honestly, on a small map like this, if Lloyd just puts Patriot missiles everywhere, well, he has the money. He can spam Rockies. He can just keep spamming Rockies and build Patriot missiles. but I wouldn't even worry about IFVs. Honestly, you could base walk. You could base walk here, use Patriot missiles to support your base walk with anti-air, and then not deal with IFVs, keep pumping Prism tanks, because Lloyd's big advantage right now. Ooh, the MCV dive. MCV goes down. Yeah, not something you see at the top level. Generally, you know, at the very, very top level, you undeploy that MCV. Obviously, Marco and Legend, they make that look easy. You'll never see an MCV get hit by Eagles, but at this level, it is tough. You're doing a million other things. Eagles come in. He tries to 1-2 punch there, Eagles and Grizzlies. Actually, that wouldn't have been a bad move there. Rocky's unsupported now. J-Smoke, he's still doing okay, surprisingly, despite several fairly critical meltdowns. These Rockies are still scary. Is Lloyd building? Oh, Lloyd's building Rockies. The Rockies are scary. Again, guys, allied anti-air is rough. One Patriot missile. That MCV's going down. Does get another Patriot missile up. Oh, but Lloyd puts himself low power. The Rockies still... The Patriot missiles are down. He's low power. Wow, low power at some critical moments there. Does chase J-Smoke out. Again, this is a wacky game. Lloyd has been building tech tanks for the last 5 hours, so it's odd that J-Smoke is in this game, and we move into a wacky no MCV late game. GI is now pushing on the top side, and I gotta tell you what, I don't know if you guys are familiar with American football, but a lot of people like college football more than the professional level because you'll see wacky shit happen. Like, there's just unpredictable things that can happen. You might see a trick play, you know, players make more interesting mistakes. Those interesting mistakes make more interesting counters, and you gotta feel the same way about this game because you're trying to do the pieces based on what you normally watch at the pro level, and things just keep not adding up. But hey, I'll tell you what, it's non-stop action, that's for fucking sure. Lloyd loses his entire bottom left expansion now. J-Smoke still setting the tempo of this game with these Rocketeers somehow. The GI's asking Lloyd some very annoying questions, but Lloyd stuck up in this corner, but Lloyd could be getting some nasty chain reactions here. Now, the big thing, okay, so the AFC, so Lloyd can now just camp and win this game with Eagles. He's got double AFC, War Factory, and Barracks. He's happy to camp here. He can also go Snipers, so Snipers now coming from Lloyd, so the GIs can't really get much done. If there was no AFC, if there's no Barracks, no War Factory, obviously a very, very different game here. Yeah, the no service depot, yeah, it's kind of funny. You could build a service depot and have another MCV right now. Another oil goes down. Yeah, and so J-Smoke, you see J-Smoke trying to push here, trying to make something happen. If he could hit Lloyd's power, if Lloyd went low power, that'd be very, very annoying. Genetic Mutator's still in the game. Genetic Mutator could be taken for sure. Oh, but J-Smoke doesn't have an AFC, so that's what's annoying, right? No, he's not building Rocketeers here. I'll tell you what, J-Smoke's been out of this game, I feel like, the whole game, but he's also been in the game. So I don't really know what we're watching here. But you gotta think that Lloyd will just slowly pull this out. I would have liked to have seen J-Smoke make a dive with these Rockies. Like, try to dive through here and just hit a War Factory or something, but I just don't think either way at the end there, that once we got to that no MCV game. So Lloyd puts one up. All right, here we go. So over to point number 3 now. So it's 1-1. Yeah, we got ourselves a good series, man. I'm excited I got up for this one. I had a late night. I wake up early for this one. But yeah, Lloyd and J-Smoke, I thought these guys would be at each other's throats. I kind of like these guys too. These guys both really hate losing. You know, Lloyd's definitely one of those players who's going to like talk shit and stuff to you. And there's obviously a level of that can get annoying, but to the right degree, you know, I gotta, in theory, I always respect passion. You know, people who are hungry. Of course, that can become annoying at some point. But Lloyd's trash talking and stuff, it does make for some entertainment. I like watching players who really want to win. Lloyd opens production off his power plant again. I think he's done that every game so far, so every faction matchup. So we see Allied versus Soviet here. No surprise to see Lloyd trying to get value out of his GIs, 3, 6, 9, 15. That's a little harder GI opening, about 20 GIs. But again, this map with the double oils, you can get away with some stuff early on. I think 10 GIs messing with your opponents like almost mandatory. But 20 GIs, you do need to get a little bit more value. And this is tricky. He went double barracks. So we reduced the GI build speed a while back. If you build 2 now, it does. Oh, he's trying to scatter them. That was really, really heads up from J-Smoke. So ran all those over. So Lloyd didn't quite get the action he needed out of those GIs, but at the same time, he did buy himself a little bit of time and kept the Rhinos on J-Smoke's side of the map. So we'll see how we get into the mid game here. Dogs need to come. Fodder needs to get in this fight. Pillbox out. Is Lloyd just going to amputate this oil? Throws the pillbox, try to get a little bit of chip damage beforehand, but Lloyd needs to get his dogs and his grizzlies up here and needs to be very careful. That MCV could melt. Slow on the repair. Slow on the repair. And Lloyd, if Lloyd would have been there a second earlier, he could have taken out all those tanks and been in a nice position for a counter punch. This hut is fully juiced and getting way too much damage, and Lloyd could be in a very, very tight spot here. That's one of those ones, guys, half a second different. If Lloyd would have got up there, maybe a full second earlier, if J-Smoke would have dove on that MCV, it would have cost him all of his tanks, and then Lloyd would have been in a position to counterpunch. Now, if you can't get a devastating counterpunch after a 2-minute MCV loss, it's pretty much GG's. He's got a War Factory at Barracks and an AFC, so he'll he's not going to quit out, but fairly devastating position here. Try to 1-2 this MCV with these tanks, but GIs to defend now. Yeah, War Factory AFC. That's it. Lloyd might get this MCV. Not going to matter, though. J-Smoke on 3 War Factories. I did not watch the fight last night, no. Yeah, Barracks goes down. GIs. Lloyd. Yeah, so that was interesting. I'm surprised Lloyd, I mean, so Lloyd's putting all this production down here. Again, I mean, the gut shot is the obvious counter. In Blitz, if you ever have someone who's opening all their production off of a corner tech, the gut shot's always what you're looking for. So I'm a bit surprised because Lloyd, it seems to be his bona fide strategy. I'm a bit surprised to see Lloyd here, kind of like not knowing. It seems odd that he's not, like, more aware of it. You think everyone would be doing that to him. So now Lloyd is going to GI. Now, there's no radar. There is no radar. There's no radar. So there's no desolators. So J-Smoke. Oh my God! Look at this elite GGI. Just pounding rhinos. This is hilarious. So flak tracks are a really interesting move here. They're really good against infantry, actually. The flak damage does good against GI armor. Yeah, it's a tough position. If Lloyd had anything else, he's probably low power as well, which is annoying. So his production's down. It's just not going to matter. It'd be funny here. Really, what J-Smoke should do is J-Smoke should take the genetic mutator. So J-Smoke's actually doing Lloyd a huge favor right now. By destroying these oils, he'll actually put Lloyd's power back online. Actually, if Lloyd could, Lloyd should let him destroy the oil. Lloyd should destroy some of his own oils, realistically. Yeah, so flak tracks, they can be good versus infantry. It's actually a little bit of a, you don't want to drive right in. You want to like skirt around the outside and shoot with them. It's very difficult to do though. Oh, dog bombs. Yeah, you put dogs in a flak track. TKO. TKO. Now drones. Drones are not the move. I don't know what the move is. Lloyd needs to destroy his own oils. If Lloyd got his power back online, the thing is, J-Smoke should take the genetic mutator. Although he might put him low power, but he should, because it'd be hilarious. He could genetic mutate all of Lloyd's army. Oh my God, the sniper. Lloyd, I think Lloyd's gonna hold this. If J-Smoke doesn't use the flak tracks better. Oh my God, Lloyd's only got 3 tanks left. Okay, so Lloyd's tanks. Oh my God, Lloyd saves the tanks. Surely this does not matter, right? Surely. Crazier, you know what though? Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. We saw Loka come back from a very, very... Oh yeah, the genetic mutator doesn't take power, that's right. Oh my God, the elite grizzly. No! No! No, the elite grizzly goes down. Oh, that could have been it. There's a billion flak tracks. But yeah, again, the big thing, guys, if you ever get in a position like this, you can't sell oils, but oils do take power. So you really want to go back and destroy your own oils to put your power back online. Maybe Lloyd isn't low power. What do you think? Is Lloyd... I can't tell by this build speed right now. He's now building dogs. Oh, he's not low power? Wait, you think one tech power can support 5 oils and a barracks? I feel like this power plant, is that enough for 5 oils, you think? The dogs to counter the Tesla troopers. Yeah, it's hard to say. Lloyd may or may not be low power. Yeah, J-Smoke should grab the mutator. This is enough flak tracks right now to go in.
Player defeated.
10-10, yeah, November tournament. We'll see 10-10 November tournament. I like it. Looking forward to it. You're going pro, man. I'm gonna get you an avatar. All right, so this is it. Can Lloyd keep the dream alive, guys? Coming up right after this, we got Just for Kicks and Drunken Master in our pro-ish bracket. So the bracket above this. So stick around, guys. Drunken Master and Kicks, both incredibly scary players. I'm excited to see how they play this map. So stick around for that. That's coming up right after this. So Lloyd fighting to stay alive, fighting to give us a barn burner here. Yeah, so the middle, oh, so that conscript gets in the tent. Man, these middle runs to get these tents are so close. The enemy dogs can get there. We saw that in the lower division have a lot of impact early on. The tents are interesting because the tents actually, you get 4 people in a tent. They do good damage, but they're so fragile. It's like 1 tank shot. So I think it's kind of an interesting tactical mechanic because it does give such a brief amount of value. Obviously, it protects your infantry from dogs as well, which is big early game. So now we see... So J-Smoke puts himself broke with this GI opening. Lloyd gonna play this one straight up. So J-Smoke gonna take control of the center. I'm surprised to see J-Smoke going broke here. I wonder if this was part of his build or if maybe he's off a little bit. He's got 6 oils now. He'll be fine. So this is exactly what you want as a Soviet player. Hit that power. You know, take advantage of your rhinos, especially because the GIs can get so much value early on with that elevation. J-Smoke's got a good amount of grizzlies here. Lloyd's got a drone. Can that drone get in? No, it cannot. Bunker out in this choke point. Yeah, Lloyd not going to let himself get gut shot again. And now J-Smoke, the one getting some nice advantage of map control here. Going to grab that oil. Lloyd's going to gambit this oil. So you see he bunkered, so he can't get gut shot. And now Lloyd gonna head down the backside. J-Smoke there to counter. J-Smoke, you see, kind of scrambling these GIs. And I like this. Lloyd, you know, allowing the GIs to take the higher ground. A bit of a nuisance early on what these GIs can do in these situations. Just a few different misclicks. You can lose some valuable tanks. So I like Lloyd playing off the lower ground here. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Second War Factory now for Lloyd. Second War Factory now for J-Smoke. Yeah, four lights. We're getting you an avatar, bro. We're gonna do it. Opens a barracks off that oil. Oh, tries to get a desolator down. That would have been sick. Almost got a desolator down off that barracks. But already the rhinos hitting scary numbers. Only on a second war factory. Now dogs in as well. So Lloyd, oh, and that's gonna be nice. Get a nice little 2-pack there. Yeah, he'll start feeling that on his economy. Oh, rough unit control, and that's what this map is so scary. And you saw the way that Lloyd just kept his tanks in that bundle. Pounding. That's going to be GG's. Yeah, Lloyd did a good job getting around the GIs there. That was nice. All right. Burning barns, boys. I haven't got to click that button in a while. Here we are in the finals. 2-2. Nice back and forth so far here, and we are officially burning barns here in the semi-pro finals. Quick reminder, guys, redalert2.com. Place to be. Tell your friends. Tell your family. You can download and play the game. You can sign up for the tournaments. You can check out the Twitch, check out the YouTube. Smoke says, let's get some hype in the chat. And of course, you can donate. All the money that comes into the stream goes back into the stream. Everything you guys do, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, playing, everything you do helps me get more people watching, playing, and streaming this beautiful game. That's what it's all about. Boys are A to the moon. All right, so 2-2. How are you guys feeling right now? This has been a wacky series because I feel like we've had so many... I feel like the games have been kind of very one-sided. Like each player's doing like kind of radical blunders. It's like the players are exchanging really bad ideas almost. So like some of the games have felt very one-sided. But of course, if they each seem if they keep swinging like that, then I guess it becomes even. So both players going to play Soviet now. Both players going to take each other's oils. Smoke gets a sentry gun up there, but not going to matter, I don't think. Yeah, both players going to lose each other's power plants. Sorry, early on. Tentan with the sub. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Oh, the other cheese nerd with the follow. Thanks, buddy. CS Pro with the sub. Remember, all you subs, you guys wield tremendous power. You guys can use your emotes. You can use your emotes to trigger effects. It only takes 2 of you. If 2 of you use an emote, it triggers an effect. All right, now going at the oil. I like it, boys. It's a blow for blow, a boxing match with no blocking. That's what we got right now. Another oil goes down. Lloyd looking to repay the favor. Conscripts into the zone now for J-Smoke. He's got plenty of money for it. Lloyd pumping dogs, but doesn't have him with his tanks right now. We've seen that a couple times from Lloyd, where the dogs are left at the kennel a little bit too long here. Obviously, he doesn't want to be in the open field without these dogs, especially with this conscript fodder. J-Smoke opting for the conscripts here. I think on a map like this, conscript's very viable. And again, you see Lloyd taking advantage of this bottom lane. A lot of the players haven't been doing that. I think Lloyd doing a great job playing this outer perimeter of the map. You can get so tied up trying to play the higher zones, and obviously there's value in it. But yeah, you got to be aware of these open ones. Nice little hit and run, grabs the power plant. A lot of conscripts here, very, very annoying. And so now the radar out for Lloyd. So maybe that's why Lloyd felt like he didn't need to commit to his fodder. He was going to bring out Desolators, make it a no fodder game. One annoying drone. The single annoying drones from Lloyd are hilarious because if you have a bunch of drones, you get ready to counter it. But if you just get one drone in, the player might miss it. In that case, he does evict that drone. Oil goes down, takes all the conscripts with it, and now J-Smoke over to dog fodder as Lloyd starts putting himself broke. Maybe just went a little bit too early into that radar. Oh, he lost both his oils. That's big. That's really, really big. In an SVS game, now, and Lloyd, take a screenshot right now. If Lloyd somehow wins this game, it would be incredible because he's being outproduced 2 war factories to 4, and he's fucking dead broke. He's dead broke versus 9K. He's about to lose another oil. But yeah, losing those 2 center oils, Lloyd in a very precarious situation here. What do you do? What do you do? We'll certainly continue to dangle with your tanks and convince J-Smoke he needs to defend. That's great. Try to... I don't know. His money's catching up with him now, but he's just going to get fucking rolled. It's 5 war factories to 2 now. Do you tech? I don't know. In my head, it's like, oh, maybe try to tech up. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if that... Do you try to just catch up? I mean... Maybe he tries to catch up. He's on 6K now. 3 war factories to 5. If he can use his Desolators, it is a fairly defendable position here. J-Smoke now with the Mutator. That's a nice move. Yeah, he could try to tech, but it's one of those moves where he is going to try to tech. He's going to try to tech, use Desolators, but the thing is, it's one of those things where if you're already behind on Rhinos, that time it takes you to get over to tech, now your War Factory numbers get even worse. Now, it's 6 to 3, and twice the Rhino production. Battle Lab, it's a small map. I suppose sneaking out of Kirov. He goes IC. He goes IC. And you know what? This is... And Smoke not taking advantage of this. I mean, that's the thing. We've always talked about the window of opportunity. If the window of opportunity is open, it doesn't mean it's going to be open forever. J-Smoke is getting an insane bundle of Rhinos here. But now here's what J-Smoke's going to do. He's going to genetic mutate. I think Lloyd needs to be aware of this genetic mutator. Maybe spread these Desolators out more. So Lloyd is relying on the Desolators to help right now. And he's, I think J-Smoke's setting up a nice 1-2 punch. He can genetic mutate. Yeah, you see Lloyd. Yeah. See, Lloyd knows he has that mutator. So you see him now. He's going to try to spread his Desolators out so that the genetic mutator can't hit them all. That's a big move. And Smoke going to head right down the gut now. The genetic mutator's ready to go. Lloyd just going to try to take a base trade, deploys all of his Desolators, and now going to go over to drones. IC goes down. This is great for Lloyd to take a base trade here. When you're out tanked like this, if your opponent wants to base trade, fucking take it. So Lloyd now, Lloyd should have had a 4. Oh, Lloyd should have had a 4 shield. Lloyd didn't use his 4 shield. Lloyd splitting up his tanks nicely. J-Smoke, you do not want to take a base trade like that when you're ahead. It'll probably still work out for J-Smoke. Oof, it's going to come down to clicking buildings. Desolators and drones. Desolators and drones. Alt it. Lloyd! Oh my god, the nuclear reactor, the barracks. Wait, J-Smoke? J-Smoke? No way. J-Smoke has an IC? No, J-Smoke's low power. Oh, we're clicking buildings, boys. We are clicking buildings. Off to the races. Desolator sentry gun. It's gonna hold. It's gonna hold. Lloyd. Lloyd wins. Oh, man. And you gotta feel that one for J-Smoke. Yeah, J-Smoke, don't rewatch that one, buddy. Do not rewatch that game. Lloyd the Lion takes it home.